So let's find out what exactly is happening with price action of Bitcoin right now, because if you monitor the price structure starting in a daily time frame and use these four different indicators: moving averages, MACD, RSI and T3CCI indicator, because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever this four indicator has confirmed a trend direction, either it's an impulsive or also a corrective move, after that we have seen some massive movement playing out in price action of Bitcoin. So that's why right now, if you look at this price action in a daily time frame, right now this red line, which is the 50 exponential moving average, is still above this 20 exponential moving average. And why this is so important and also still known as a bearish crossover, because if we go back here and look at the previous price action of Bitcoin, whenever the price of Bitcoin has started this new marker phase like this, right? First, we had this confirmation from this moving average. I mean, this 20 exponential moving average arriving at the top and this 50 exponential at the bottom. And as long as this continued, as you can see, this bullish crossover happened, the price was clearly in an uptrend. But when we found another bearish crossover, where this 50 exponential moving average started appearing at the top and this 20 exponential at the bottom, after that we also saw this trend reversal, right? And again, as you can see here, bullish crossover where the green line 20 exponential moving average started appearing at the top. We had this really nice impulsive movement, again a quick corrective movement. After that, as soon as we had this bullish crossover, price also headed towards this new all-time high. And here we had this bearish crossover, and right now if you look at this price movement, this is still a bearish crossover, but things might be changing very soon, because if we monitor the price structure right now and also this indicator here, the moving averages, this 20 exponential moving average is slowly heading towards this 50 exponential moving average. So what we want here in a daily time frame is a bullish crossover to happen. I mean, this 20 exponential moving average appearing at the top and 50 exponential moving average at the bottom, because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever this has happened, after that, as you can see, we have seen some massive price movement playing out in Bitcoin. So that is the reason right now in a daily time frame, we want this bullish crossover to happen at any cost. And not just only this indicator here, if we also focus here to the downside, MACD is already a bullish MACD cross. This is exactly what we needed. RSI is also above 50 level, T3CCI in a positive territory. As you can see, these three indicators are now slowly in favor of bulls. But what we need for the final confirmation is this 20 exponential moving average crossover. That's why, guys, that's why what we want is a proper confirmation from all these four indicators. So any sort of a retracement here, right, any sort of a price retracement, we can see these moving averages are going to be a strong line of support in case we see any sort of a price retracement, because we know around this area, around this 45,000 range, we have some strong line of resistance lying around for Bitcoin, because I showed you this one example on my yesterday's video. Yesterday we talked about this 1 2 3 reversal pattern and also the double bottom formation type of scenario, because I showed you very clearly, not just only because of this 1 2 3 reversal, the 0.2 area is going to be a strong line of resistance, but also through the double bottom formation, this neckline right around this 45,000 is a strong line of support, resistance for Bitcoin. So that's why right now we know around this 45,000 is a strong resistance line to overcome, and any sort of a retracement, this moving averages is going to be a strong line of support, which is lying between this 41,000 to 41,700 price area. But we also know around this 42,000 we have another strong support from the CPI indicator. But right now, as you can see, our focus right is going to be around this 45,000 range, and only after flipping this resistance into support, we will start with this new trend from here on, because we know if that is going to happen, then we will be also witnessing a crossover, the crossover we have been waiting. So that's why, guys, this 20 exponential moving average crossover will also happen if the price of Bitcoin manages to break this resistance around 45,000 into support. And beside this example, let's also have a look at this one here. So now yesterday I also talked about this CPR indicator and why it is so important to understand this VCPR concept, because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we have seen the price movement without touching the CPR line, in most of the cases it has got gravitated at least towards the CPR line, the top CPR line, before again deciding the trend direction. So that's why I'm actually saying we have to be careful, because we know this is a VCPR, price has not touched any of the CPR line. So there might be a scenario where the price could be getting this gravitation right towards the CPR line before choosing an actual trend direction. So that's why this CPR line between this 40,000 to 42,000 is also going to be another strong line of support for Bitcoin. So that's why, guys, right now, as you can see, between this 40,000 to 43,000, we have some strong line of support lying around for Bitcoin. And also, if we look at this price structure here in a bit different way, in a smaller time frame, let me show you this one here as well. So if you have watched my video from yesterday, I showed you very clearly that the price of Bitcoin was following this descending trend line, which previously acted as a strong line of resistance for Bitcoin, because you can see very clearly, guys, the price of Bitcoin was finding a strong resistance around this descending trend line, right? But now, since we are above it, this same trend line is not going to act as a resistance but act as a support. So that's why when we had this retracement, this falling trend line, which previously was a resistance, acted as a support. So now we are building a strong support between this 40,000 to 43,000 area for Bitcoin. So if the price of Bitcoin manages to remain around this area, right, then we could be actually expecting some sort of a continuation to happen, because according to this price movement, as you can see, I have already said you can also call this a descending broadening wedge, right? You can see that very clearly. So for us right now is to remain above this 43,000 here in a smaller time frame, because if we remain above this 43,000, then we could be also seeing more of a range bound between this 40 to 43,000 before price again trying to break here to the upward direction. Because if you monitor the price movement, the way the price of Bitcoin is moving around this area, you can see very clearly we had a movement where the price of Bitcoin was following this symmetrical triangle. As you can see, this symmetrical triangle got broken into the downside, fake out, then a pullback. Only after that started this new movement here to the upper direction. So what I'm actually trying to show you here, if this is going to be another similar movement where the price of Bitcoin is going to see a fake out in this manner, liquidating the longs first and then again breaking here to the upper direction. So this is also one scenario we have to take into consideration, because as I've already said not just only this 43,000 is a strong line of support at this current stage, this CPR line between 40 to 42,000 and also this moving averages, which is around 41,000 to 41,700, is going to be another strong line of support. So now we are aware the price of Bitcoin has some solid support between this 40,000 to 43,000 range. So as long as we are going to remain above that, then there is a very, very high probability that we are going to try one more time to break here to the upper direction towards this 50,000 range. So these are some of the interesting scenarios I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.